Ladies and gentlemen, this is the After Raw Report. I am Big Ray, and I'm here with the legend, Mr. Bill Apter. Bill, how you doing today, Bill?
Thank you very much, Big Ray. Well, doing okay in spite of, I think for a moment that you and I and all our viewers out there should take a moment and wish a moment of silence for all the people suffering as a result of that attack in Boston today. An 8-year-old child died, another adult died, and people just in horrible shape. So if you don't mind, Ray, for about 10 seconds, let's just, starting now, everybody out there too. Okay, we're thinking of you out there in Boston. We really are. Well, Monday Night Raw, a lot of twists and turns tonight, as always.
Da, 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 da,
Da,
da,
da, da.
da, 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 da,
Hey, Big
da,
Ray,
da.
you know something that when I was growing up, the first dance I learned was 1, 2, cha cha cha. 1,
Really?
2, cha. Yeah, I was. My parents used to go up to the Catskill Mountains to the old resorts there, and they'd get up and dance to all the big bands there, and they were always the cha chas. Yeah,
So what you're basically telling me is in the 1920s you were doing the fandango.
1920s? No, wasn't
Well,
that
oh, I'm sorry.
1920s? I was 1950s. 1950s.
I'm just messing with you, Bill.
60s.
I'm just
Cha
messing with
cha
you, buddy.
cha. Tito Puente.
So Bill, I think we all got spoiled last week from that amazing group of fans that were at the New Jersey arena. Um, I was getting a tremendous amount of tweets, and everybody seemed to have the same thought process, and they thought that the fans here in South Carolina were kind of, well, they weren't really into the show as much as last week. I actually thought it was a pretty good show. What's your opinion?
Well, keep in mind, every audience is different. A lot of the audiences on the East Coast are different than fans on the West Coast, and they like the same and they don't like the same. But again, the show had a different makeup this evening as well. So it's all got to be working right. But yeah, no, it wasn't a bad show. I thought a couple of things were placed inadvertently in not great spots, but
Okay.
we can't be perfect every week. Remember, these people are producing live television over and over and over again. So let's talk about the show, Big Ray, because it is
Well,
our after Raw report.
absolutely. Well, basically, first off, the first match of the night, we have Randy Orton and Sheamus versus the Big Show. We saw Big Show and Big Show actually lose the match to Randy
Yeah,
Orton via the
yeah,
Bro Kick and the
yes,
RKO.
yeah.
What was your opinion on this match?
Uh, Surprising that the Big Show was pinned on TV. I mean, he's won a lot, he's lost a lot, but I don't know. I'm not terribly excited about that whole um, uh, trio of danger there. It's okay. It's all right, but nothing that really moved me off my seat.
All right, well, I mean, let's be real. I mean, the Big Show did lose the match to two former World Heavyweight Champions. I
Hmm.
mean, if you're gonna lose a match, a handicap match, you're gonna lose a match to two former Heavyweight Champions. But we move on. We have 3MB, and these guys come to the ring, and they are asking the
Oh,
Shield for a handwritten apology.
give me a
And
break.
Bill,
3MB
3MB.
trying to make a reputation against the Shield. It's not going to happen.
Well, unfortunately, Bill, for them, they got something they didn't expect, and that was Brock Lesnar. What's your opinion? What happened after
Well,
they?
Brock Lesnar obviously is embarrassed by what happened to him against Triple H at WrestleMania, and he had to make another statement today, and he's calling out Triple H. And quite frankly, I think that that's going to happen. I really do.
I think it's going to happen too. And I mean, it's 1-1. I enjoyed both of their matches very much. I thought they were both hard matches, and I think it's going to be an excellent third fight between them. I personally see Brock Lesnar going over, but I mean that's again my
Well,
opinion.
you
I
had
don't
the
know.
right word though. You said it was going to be a fight. So every
Oh,
time
it's
they
going to
get
be
in
a
the ring,
fight.
yeah,
It's going to be one
it's
hell of
going
a
to be
fight.
fun.
And speaking of fights, we had our next match or fight. We had Antonio Cesaro versus Kofi Kingston
Yeah, now
for the United
finally.
States Championship.
Now Cesaro has been losing in non-title matches pretty regularly against almost every opponent in the last few months, and Kofi Kingston, the fans love him, and I'll tell you something: the two of them against each other, once again, they never have a boring match. And this week, Kofi Kingston was better than Cesaro, and he's the new United States Heavyweight Champion. So thumbs up, Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, man,
Great, great wrestler.
I got to be honest with you. I did not expect a title change on Raw. Again, Cesaro's been pinned a bunch of times, like you just said, and I think Kofi Kingston. It's about time to see him maybe carry a title and see what he can do for it.
Yeah, well, he's held titles before, as you know, and
It's been a while.
yeah, it's been a while, but he's got the eye of the Kofi back again.
So then we got Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler comes out and he's the new World Heavyweight Champion, which I am very, very, very excited about. I think Dolph Ziggler
Great
definitely.
wrestler, great
Oh,
wrestler.
he's fantastic.
A lot of people though commenting that he doesn't fit the mold of a world heavyweight champion because he's physically smaller than a lot of the world heavyweight champions have been. But I think he makes up for that in the ring.
No, I totally disagree. I mean, you look at Shawn Michaels, you look at guys like, Bret Hitman Hart wasn't a huge guy.
No,
I
but
mean,
for some reason they just seem to have a larger appearance about them. I think Ziggler's an excellent wrestler, and he'll be a credit to it. I want to jump onto something though,
what's up?
because we're talking about Ziggler. Is that this whole thing with he and Jack Swagger? Is that it's rare that you see two rule breakers, non-fan favorites against each other. And when that match happened tonight, I don't know. The fans were booing Swagger, but they were also booing Ziggler. What did you think about that whole thing? Uncomfortable, right?
It's always weird when you see a good guy versus a good guy, a bad guy versus a bad guy. I mean, it's
It
always a
didn't
little
fit.
weird.
Didn't fit.
But again, I think this crowd was a little confused by what was going on, and I got to be honest, it came across that way to me watching it on television. I was a little confused. I mean, but again, I'm what you call a Dolph Ziggler mark. I'm a really big fan of Dolph Ziggler, so I was cheering for Dolph Ziggler.
Okay, all right. I mean, we can do this, but I just felt it wasn't a comfortable mix. The audience didn't really understand who to cheer for, who to boo. But again, former champion Alberto Del Rio coming out and attacking Swagger after Swagger injured him again tonight. Pardon me.
Well, we move on and we have Team Hell No versus the Primetime Players. And basically, Team Hell No, they took them out pretty quickly with a choke slam and the flying goat. What did you feel about that match?
It was a typical match for the tag team champions.
All right. You know
I
what?
don't see any team coming along on the horizon right now capable of really unseating them unless it's maybe two of the guys from the Shield.
Let's get into something really important now. We have Ryback.
All of this is important.
Well, I mean, to me personally, this is my opinion, Bill. We're all about opinions here.
Well, we're talking about Ryback.
Talking about
We're
Ryback
talking
now.
about this.
Now, I gotta be honest.
Wait. We're talking about this. And you didn't help me, did you? What an incredible promo. What an incredible presence on the screen tonight.
I agree. I think a lot of people may not like the fact that they cut away to maybe something that was pre-taped, but I thought it was actually really good. I was totally captivated.
It definitely
Totally
was.
captivated by Ryback. I love the way they broke down the story. I love the way Ryback explained how he felt that he was betrayed by John Cena. I mean, again, that's how he feels.
But
What's up?
at the end of the show, we all know that Cena called Ryback out, and Cena took his shirt off and was ready for a fight. and Ryback stood there, seething, and turned his back and walked out. Now here's the biggest badass in town here, and you wonder when he left, as you know, the Shield came down. I know we're jumping ahead, but the Shield came down. You wonder when he saw the Shield destroying Cena, whether maybe he's part of this whole Shield thing, maybe. But the other thing is, when Cena took his shirt off, Ryback should have made a statement, as far as I'm concerned. It took a little of that brutal force image that he had built up earlier in the night away from him.
Now, it's funny that you mentioned the whole thing about Ryback maybe being a part of it. Watching it on television, I said to myself, is Ryback kind of giving them instructions? Because Ryback walked away, and then when he turned around, almost the Shield kind of looked at him. For me, this is what I saw.
Yeah, me
looking
too.
at him like, do you want us to give him the triple power bomb?
Yeah.
And Ryback stood there, and then after they gave him the triple power bomb, Ryback then walked off. Almost he was approving of the good job they did.
Well, he
Really
didn't want to
going
help
forward.
Cena because Cena obviously didn't help him. But good feud that's in the works there.
Hey, real quick, you had R-Truth actually going over Wade Barrett, which again surprised me. That was I thought Wade Barrett, he's been on a roll since winning the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Wade Barrett actually loses to R-Truth.
I've always liked R-Truth. I think he's getting back into the groove again.
And then we have one of my favorite characters. And by the way, Bill, what the heck did Fandangoing become such a big deal? It was all over the news. It's on YouTube everywhere.
Well, you know something. You have to understand that when the WWE came up with this story of this guy Fandango, that they're riding on the wave of the popularity of Dancing with the Stars, and this it was perfect. It's the same way the WWE has always worked, is that they latch on to pop culture, and this really caught on.
Yeah, I mean, I had tweeted the other day that last week I said this guy is really, really, people really like this guy,
Yeah.
and I was getting a couple of tweets saying, "Oh, the fans were bored in New Jersey." I said, "No, this guy is really, as they say in the wrestling biz, over. The guy is really
He
popular."
definitely is. He
And
definitely is. I'm glad to see it.
He's good in the ring too. I mean, I think the guy has charisma. I'm excited to see how far Mr. Fandango is gonna go. No pun intended in WWE.
Yeah, no, that's great, and it's great that the all the social media venues have picked up on him. So we'll see a lot more.
So let's run down the show really quickly. We had Jack Swagger going over Dolph Ziggler, hitting him.
Non-title match.
Non-title match, but he's still in the World Heavyweight Champion on Raw. What's your opinion on that?
Well, then he becomes the #1 contender, but Booker T and Teddy Long had an argument about that thing, and so it looks like at the next pay-per-view it's going to be a three-way between Ziggler, Swagger, and Alberto Del Rio.
And then we have CM Punk. Now CM Punk comes to the ring.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean that totally blew me away. CM Punk comes to the ring, the best in the world, the guy that pushed the Undertaker to the limit. Paul Heyman is standing there looking at him in admiration, and he walks away.
Yeah, he didn't know what to say. The fans were all chanting for him. Two unusual walkouts tonight, CM Punk and Ryback. I think that CM Punk is confused as to how the fans are feeling about him. That in spite of everything he did rotten, so to say, they're still respecting him. And I think it's very humbling to him, and he doesn't know how to deal with it.
Well, I got to be honest with you. CM Punk has been going really strong since 2011. Maybe he just needs some time to take, maybe take a month off or so and kind of reevaluate his position in the WWE and maybe try to, heal up some injuries.
I think that's what's happening. Good point.
So then, technically, the main event of the evening was the John Cena Ryback thing, but there was a match before that. We had Nikki Bella going over the Divas champion Caitlyn, and they did the old switcheroo. The old switcheroo, where actually Bree comes in the ring and gets the roll up pin for the 1-2-3. So all in all, Bill, Monday Night Raw this week, maybe in my opinion, wasn't as great as last week, but I still think it was a solid show.
Oh,
What's your
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I think it was a solid show. I wasn't crazy about the placement of the ladies of the Divas match where it was. I think that could have been earlier in the evening. We also, by the way, had the Rhodes Scholars wrestle
That's right.
tonight. Yeah, we passed that by as well. And but I'll tell you the thing that's haunting me from tonight are the two things: the walkouts of both CM Punk and the walkout of Ryback. So, by the way, big news heard earlier tonight from our correspondents is that next week in London, The Undertaker will be on Monday Night Raw.
That's what I mean. From what I'm hearing, the Undertaker may be tagging with Team Hell No
That
against
is what I heard too.
against
That's what I heard too.
the Shield. So I'm actually really excited going forward into next week.
So
Bill,
all our friends Serlinski and everybody else there in London will be covering for us next week. We will be doing our usual report, but we'll have some great news from live from London as well.
well, Bill, we're gonna wind down this show. As I always tell the people that watch us here, we love you guys. We love hearing your opinions.
And you girls, not just
And
you
you
guys.
girls. I mean, guys in general, but you know what I mean. Girls and guys, we love you all. Please follow us here at onewrestling.com. You can follow us on Twitter at onewrestling. Follow us at YouTube /onewrestlingvideo. Follow Bill on Twitter.
Apter One Wrestling and onewrestlingvideo.com. And by the way, I want to thank all you fans that with the mystery wrestler's wife. By the way, excellent videography by Big Ray at WrestleCon. You're hired for next year, by the way, for that too. And
Very cool.
It was great, Big Ray. It's a pleasure doing this with you again, and we'll see you
At the matches.
Yeah, and keep it raw.